everyone, my name is Jin and I am a two-time recipient of the Glancy Wine Education Scholarship Fund. I was a line cook prior to COVID and now I work as a retail associate at K&L Wine Merchants. My wine journey started in the summer of 2018 where I got bitten by the wine bug in, out of all places, Mexico. I was on a study abroad trip in Oaxaca and something about the local cuisine and the fantastic wine pairings from Baja really blew me away. So I made a lot of new friends, and when I came back, I told them that I wanted to learn more about wine. So that fall, I applied for the scholarship for the first time, and I remember on January 2nd of 2019, I received the good news from Kristen, and that same conversation, she signed me up for my first class, which was on the 6th, 4 days after, and we got to work right away. I was really excited, and that year, with all the classes I was taking, I was able to pass my CSW exam as well as level 1 of Quarter Master Sommelier. I think that wine has this mysterious way of drawing you in the more you get to know it. I definitely came out with more questions that needed to be answered after that first year. So I applied again in 2019 for the school year of 2020. I was ready for more challenges and wanted to delve deeper into the different regions. I got it again, and again, Kristen helped me design this education plan that was spread out through the remainder of the year. Of course, in March, COVID hit, and I lost my job. Being a professional cook had been a big part of my identity, and I think a lot of cooks and chefs can testify to that. As you know, having a life outside of the kitchen is kind of hard when you are a cook, and we take a lot of pride in our work. So when we lost our jobs, many of us felt like it wasn't just a loss of livelihood and income, but also purpose and identity. Luckily, I didn't have much time to be moping around because I was just finishing up the California Wine Specialist Program and was in the middle of the French Wine Scholar Program at the same time. So I definitely took advantage of all the downtime that I had during COVID and study a lot. These were very hard exams and difficult classes, and I did really well. So I was really glad to have that extra time. After those two classes, I continued on with Spanish Wine Scholar as well as Italian Wine Scholar. I have to say that in addition to the educational value of those Zoom classes, I definitely also appreciated some regularly scheduled social interactions, much needed for my sanity during this hard time. While I love cooking, I always knew that it may not be something I want to do forever, and considered a career in wine to be a good pivot at some point. Um, Although this pivot came a lot earlier than I expected. In September, I heard from an old coworker who told me that K&L Wine Merchants was hiring. During this time, K&L was able to transition their business online and was able to do that very successfully. So that's where I work now. I feel like for the first time that I am no longer studying a foreign language that is wine in kind of a closed school environment, but now I'm actually getting to use that every day in its native environment. Obviously, I am immensely grateful to have had the opportunity to study wine at San Francisco Wine School, thanks to the generosities of the scholarships that I've received. As a woman of color and on a line cook salary, I think it's extremely difficult for someone like me to get a foot in the door. That's why you don't see a lot of wine professionals that look like me. There are very few resources out there, and only recently has there been a concerted effort to outreach and promote diversity and inclusiveness in this field. I want to thank David and Kristen for really being leaders in bridging this gap and really democratizing wine to a broader audience. Their enthusiasm for wine education can be felt in every single interaction I have with them. And lastly, I want to thank you for considering contributing to this scholarship fund and help support young wine professionals furthering their career. Thank you.